Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to one and all. We have finished off with chapter 2, chapter 3, and now we are on with chapter 4 of your social science 2, that is geography. If you remember yourself, I have already explained to you the climate in the figurative manner in the basics of geography in my first 3 lectures, where I had drawn all the globe of all 4 seasons of the year: spring, summer, autumn and winter, where the earth moves all around the year, where you have spring equinox, autumn equinox, then you have your summer solstice and your winter solstice. According to the movement of the earth or the revolution of the earth around the sun, you can have 4 seasons in the year for all the countries in that case, depending in which hemisphere they are. Like India being in the northern hemisphere completely, it bears everything according to the northern hemisphere. Whereas Brazil, a country on the equator itself, and more of its part in the southern hemisphere. Therefore, it has both the northern hemisphere and environment as well as a southern hemisphere environment. Today we are in for chapter 4, climate, page number 25 of your textbook. You remember, you must open your textbook when you see my video so that you understand it better, because if you look at the map on page number 25, figure 4.1, you will be understanding it in a better manner. In your last year, in 9th standard, you may have been taught by a previous teacher or dear that the different types of map to be found out. Choropleth map is that type of map which has one theme. It is known as thematic map also, where one color is used to show the complete features of that particular country. Today for Brazil we shall be doing average annual precipitation and temperature of Brazil. If you look at the figure 4.1 on page number 25, you can see the whole map has been using the color blue. Obviously, if you take a normal blue color and you add one drop of white, the shade will change into a lighter blue color. Again you drop another drop of white and again it will become much more lighter. In the vice versa manner, in the same blue color, if you put a drop of black, it will become into a darker blue color. Again another drop of black, it will become another darker blue shade. That means you are using, the main color is blue, and they are giving different shades of that same blue color, which is known as your choropleth map. And thematic map means one theme is only being explained in that complete map of yours. Here in your figure 4.1, we shall be studying the annual average precipitation and temperature. Precipitation means, I have already explained that in my previous 2-3 lectures, yet I remind you because you are children, you forget very easily, and it's always the teacher who has to keep repeating again and again and again. So the word precipitation means rainfall in your simple understanding manner. Now if you look at the map on page number 25, the lines out there you can see is marked with red in color. Those lines are known as isotherms. Those lines are known as isotherms. Why? I have given you the meaning of that also. Isotherm lines connecting areas having the same temperature. That means isotherm, therm means temperature, iso means line. Similarly, we have another term out here known as isobars. Iso means lines, and bars out here shows you pressure. Bars actually means barometer. Bars actually means barometer. Barometer is an instrument to measure air pressure. Barometer is an instrument or a device to measure air pressure. Like you have your thermometer to measure temperature, thermometer, therm to measure temperature, bar, barometer to measure pressure in that case. Then you have in your figure out there 4.1 page number 25, you can see the average rainfall all around the year. The minimum is less than 500 millimeters of rainfall and the maximum is less than 3000 millimeters of rainfall. And when we compare it with India, it's far much more in India in that case. Now you can see, let's study with the temperature part of it. You can see the minimum temperature out here in the map is showing you 18 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature of Brazil is taking you up to 28 degrees Celsius on an average base. Remember, when we study it, it is always giving you average, annual average precipitation and temperature. Apart from that, you can see a red line passing where it is written out there as 0 degrees. That is your equator. Then again below that, in the bottom part of Brazil, that's the southern part of Brazil, you can see 23 degrees and 30 minutes south, which is showing you Tropic of Cancer, which is not labeled out there. You can label it with your pencil. Then we move on to the arrows showing you different sorts of different types of winds coming, major winds which are coming from different directions. If you look at the winds from the top above the equator, they are known as your northeast winds. They are coming from the north and the eastern side, therefore they are known as your northeast winds, carrying moisture with them so that Brazil receives rain from the northeast winds. Then again in the southern hemisphere, you can see that the winds are showing you arrows out there in blue in color, where these arrows show you that they are carrying ample amount of moisture in the winds, that is leading to your southeast winds coming from the south and moving towards the western side, and these winds carry ample amount of moisture. Therefore Brazil receives rain from the northeast winds and the southeast winds that are traveling all over the North Atlantic Ocean and the South Atlantic Ocean simultaneously. Now if we move on to the different regions of rainfall places, you can see that where obviously the highest rainfall region is less than 3000 millimeters of rainfall, and there are around 10 questions plus 13 questions out there on your textbook. There are small bulletins out there, bullets out there. First question to that is, considering the isotherms of Brazil, what is the average range of temperature in Brazil? So the answer to that question is 18 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius. Please write the answer there and then itself. You can watch the video again and again so that you can hear the answers given to you by me. And remember, whatever you write with pencil in your textbook in that case. Second question, in which area does it rain more? Now obviously if you check your average rainfall region, you can see that 2500 2000 millimeters of rainfall, it's all in the Amazon River Basin region. That if you know your physical map of Brazil, which was already in the chapter 3, if you remember it, it's the complete region of Amazon River Basin which has ample amount of rainfall out there, and the bottom part of southern Brazil, that is your Pampas region or the Paraná-Paraguay River Basin region, has also good amount of rainfall. Third question, from which direction are winds flowing towards Brazil? This I have already explained to you. the northeast winds that are coming from the northern hemisphere and the southeast winds that are coming from the southern hemisphere, which are rain bearing winds, and they give ample amount of rainfall to Brazil. Next question, what could be the reason behind that? Obviously the winds are coming from two different hemispheres. That is the main reason. Because of difference in hemisphere, that is the main reason for the winds carrying rain bearing clouds in that. Next question, what could be the obstruction in the way of these winds? Out here, if you check it out, in the southern part, if you remember chapter 3, the Great Escarpment region is there. You can see out here in the dark blue region. There the southeast winds are obstructed by the Great Escarpment region, and in the northern part, if you check out again out there, you have the Great Brazilian Highland that are obstructing the northeast winds from the north, so that Brazil gets limited rainfall in such a manner. Next question 6 is the question that is telling you which type of rainfall will occur because of these winds. Obviously, when such type of obstructions are there, such type of mountains are there, such type of highlands are there, so therefore what happens, the winds have to rise themselves or raise themselves. They have to climb up a much more greater altitude, and when they raise themselves up from a lower region to a higher region, obviously it starts condensing itself on the same side. But by the time they reach onto the other side, such type of rainfall is known as orographic rainfall. It is obviously the rain side where you get more rainfall, and when the same clouds, rain bearing clouds, move upwards and they have to climb across a large barrier or a large obstacle, that is your Brazilian highland or the Great Escarpment region, obviously the other side will get no or less rainfall. That is why that particular region is known as your orographic rainfall region. For the next question, number 7, you have to refer to the reference books you may have so that you understand the question, and if you do have any other reference book, you are most welcome to check it out and write the answer. And remember, you write the answer with pencil only in your textbook. Apart from that, you need not do any writing work at all, because I am giving you writing work of the maps. You have to fill up your maps, blank maps you have to purchase from any stationery stores, and there you have to fill up the maps accordingly. In that case, you remember you have to use only pencil colors, no crayons, no painting, no sketch pens, no sparkles, only pencil colors and only your lead or graphite pencil in that case. Next question is in which part of Brazil are the average temperature low? That means where is the temperature of these particular region low? You can check it out. If you know, the Paraguay-Parana river basin is a low temperature zone where 18 degrees is given to you there. That is your river Parana and Paraguay river basin in that case. Question number 9. Identify the rain shadow area in Brazil. Rain shadow area means where there is less rainfall, where the area is receiving no or little or less rainfall in such a way. So the Brazilian highland is that particular region where there is less rainfall, because the northeast winds coming from the northern hemisphere have the Brazilian highland as a barrier out there, and they have to climb up at a great height, and therefore ample amount of rainfall takes place on the eastern side, and by the time they move towards the western side, they are half of it is already drained out, and the other side, which is known as the rain shadow side, because there is less or no rainfall at all. Next question number 10. In which region do you find a higher temperature? Obviously the equator is the answer, because the sun is all around the year, the sun is always overhead the equator. So obviously here the temperature at the equator, because Brazil has the equator passing through the north of Brazil, therefore the region of the northern part of Brazil has a good high temperature. Question number 11. Considering the latitudinal extent of Brazil, where will you find temperature climate in Brazil? Where will you find temperate climate in Brazil? 1. The Tropic of Capricorn is the temperate climate region. Secondly, you have the region with the Tropic of Capricorn, which is showing you the Great Escarpment region also. And then above that, if you check it out, the region where the Brazilian highlands are there, that is also known as the temperate climatic region in that case. Then you move on to the next question, number 12. Describe the winds blowing between 0 to 5 degrees north and south of the equator. North and south zone means north and south of the equator. Obviously the north blowing winds are the northeast winds, and the south blowing winds are known as the southeast winds. Finally, question number 13 is, which method has been used to show the distribution in this map? So I already explained to you both the maps out there, showing you chloroplet map, showing you the thematic map using the colors of one shade in different manner. If you out here, it's using the blue color, mainly blue color is there, making it light and light and light by putting one drop of white in it and making it light in color, unless the color completely becomes white, and on the other part just adding one drop of black, so that the color will change into a much darker blue in that manner. So the method of map that is used in this particular map, figure 4.1, page number 25, chapter number 4, climate, is your chloroplet map and your isoplet map, because two things are being shown in that map. One is your annual average rainfall. Secondly is the temperature. The chloroplet is used for the average annual rainfall, whereas the isoplet is used for the temperature marking in that manner. Any questions, any doubt, any queries, please ask me, and please refer to Phonics Educare for it, so that you understand it in a much more better manner. Apart from that, I have given you more than the required explanation, which is not even written in your textbook. So please, if you yet have doubt, if you have any queries, please ask me. I am available 24/7. You can WhatsApp with me, you can call me, or you can chat with me also in that case. So please do the needful as and when required. And if you do want to chat with me, remember you have to chat with me on my personal number and not in the group. So please be very careful in that case. Remember, we are Heraians, so we got to be very limited and controlled with our working. Thank you. Jazakallah.